before the We the Best situation, there was a Poe Boy situation.
Yes.
Now explain that whole culture shock, Poe Boy situation. How did you even get that situation?
Before the Poe Boy culture shock situation, I went on tour with Van Halen, opening up as a backup singer. And that prepared me to be ready to become a singer. And I started working out of a studio in Miami called Audio Vision when I got back from tour. And from working there, I met City Boy and Jace, who are the members of Culture Shock. I was signed to this independent deal based out of Connecticut, and they ended up being on some real mobster type stuff that I had no idea, and some craziness went down with them. So I quickly got out of that situation, and City Boy and Jace wrote a couple of records for some Poe Boy artists, so they were now working exclusively there. And they were looking for a female singer, so they introduced me to Big Chuck, who's the president of the label at Poe Boy. And about a month in, he took a look at City Boy, Jace, and and he saw something and was like, I'm putting you guys in a group. And so we became Culture Shock, and we were Culture Shock for the past 6 years, I want to say. And we've done amazing things. We've gone to Africa. We've opened up for J-Lo, Calvin Harris, Ariana Grande, Flo Rida, Pitbull, so many people. And we've done so many great things. And that didn't work out. So about a year ago, I've been a solo artist. And E-Class presented me with Saturday. I'm going to just slide right into We the Best because it just falls right in, right? So E-Class played the record Saturday for me, and I loved it. We recorded the record, and shout out to Big D and Lamb, who produced and wrote it. And he played it for Khaled the next day, and Khaled was like, yo, I want to meet her. I met him. He put this beautiful chain around my neck, and he was like, you're We the Best. It's go time. So we've been rocking ever since, and that was like maybe 3-4 months ago.
Now, I know Khaled works with Poe Boy, you know, off and on, and has a relationship with E-Class. Was he even aware of you in Culture Shock?
No.
So you were like a brand new person.
I was a brand new person for him, and it's really funny because he didn't even want to like hear anything Culture Shock. Like I would be like, oh yeah, I was in this group and it was super cool, and he's like, I don't want to hear it. I want to focus on Saturday. Like I want to just, you know. So no, he had no idea. We had never met previously either. That was our first time ever meeting, and you know.
Got you. So let me ask you this:
Yes.
two things. What's the biggest advice or most important thing you learned being around E-Class and Poe Boy? Well, E-Class of Poe Boy, I would say.
The biggest advice, you know, that's a tough one because I'm really grateful for E and Khaled because they really do take the time to school me on so many levels, not just the music industry, just in life, because, you know, they're older and they've lived. So they, you know, clearly have a lot of advice for me. And one really big lesson is to be teachable. I feel like, you know, as an artist, we always think we know, and we always just want, like it's time right now, let's do this, let's do that. And there's just so much more to this industry that, you know, we may not know. And I really had, especially, you know, me coming from a background of not being teachable or being able to be disciplined because I had that mouth, I had to really learn to be teachable. And I think it's taking me a lot further. So that's one thing.
Now, what about Khaled? What's one thing, most important thing, maybe you've learned from him, or words of advice from him that stuck to you?
To grind hard, and I get those calls like often, like you gotta work, Steph. You gotta put in the work. You gotta grind. Like you gotta work at this every day. And he's right. Like there's not a moment that you shouldn't be working at what you want to do. Or at least a day. You have to work at it every day. And I watch him, and he's just inspiration, period, because he really, like, his motivation and his work ethic is so crazy. Like, you can be sitting next to him, and it looks like he's on his phone, but he's, like, emailing, texting, posting pictures on Snapchat, sending out flyers, getting his team together, running businesses. And I watch him, and I'm like, wow, I don't know how you do that. It takes me 10 minutes to post something on IG. And he's quick with it. Boop, boop. Done. So just grind every day. You got to work at it every day.